a really busy week. As I mentioned in my last video, I took some of my very first clients from the Rhodes Counseling Center and it went quite well. I can't tell you a lot for confidentiality reasons, but I overall was quite happy with how things panned out, and I am quite excited to be able to take even more clients. So again, if anyone is interested in counseling for just $25 an hour from a senior student at Rhodes Wellness College, you can contact the school with the information I've provided below, and I've also provided the Facebook page to the Rhodes Counseling Center so you can check that out when you have some time. In addition to taking clients, though, I did also have class this week, and I realized that one class I haven't talked too much about on this vlog is my human development class, and that is not because it is not absolutely fascinating. In fact, it is one of the classes that I think I'm learning the most valuable information about my future clients and my future children, and even just human beings in general. The stage of life that I always find the most interesting is adolescence, because I have really clear memories of what it was like to be an adolescent and what I was thinking and how I was feeling. Probably because one of the things that our brain is actually beginning to be capable of during adolescence is metacognition, which is the ability to think about what you are thinking about. The more that I learn about how adolescents think, the more I realize that everything that was happening to me in my teens that felt like it was only me and it was the end of the world and it was the biggest deal ever was in fact happening to the majority of my peers, and like every other adolescent who has ever existed. The biggest concept that is rolling around in most teens' heads is something called adolescent egocentrism. This is that heightened sense of self-consciousness that we often see in adolescence. I often get mad at teenage Kendra when I look back. I'm like, why were you so afraid of boys? And why did you care so much about what everybody else thought? Why did I care so much about looking a certain way? Why didn't I have confidence in myself? Why did I let my fear of looking like a fool stop me from doing so many things? Or why did I do and say so many things that were completely out of line with my true character? Because that is completely normal teenage behavior. That's why. Trying to tell a teen that being liked by their peers and fitting in with their peers and the opinions of their peers are not the be-all end-all is the most fruitless argument you could ever have. You will probably end up just wanting to rip out your hair because you cannot talk them out of it. It is literally wired into their brains. They are biologically programmed to be more peer-oriented and start questioning themselves. It's actually nature's way of setting us up to mate and start having families of our own without still being attached to our family of origin in the same way we were as a child, because that would be kind of weird. Unfortunately, that transition involves a lot of insecurity. On the one hand, we are biologically inclined to be distancing ourselves from our families, but on the other hand, we don't yet have someone or something else to provide us with that love and support that we were getting at home. And so quite naturally, we start to feel really alone or unsafe and insecure. Two other major cognitive things that are going on for adolescents are the imaginary audience and the personal fable. The imaginary audience is the belief that teens have that everybody else is as interested in them as they are in themselves. The personal fable then is a piece of adolescent egocentrism that gives them the sense that they are unique and that no one could possibly understand them and that they're somehow invincible and that no one else can see how unique and amazing they really are. I definitely had an imaginary audience and a personal fable going on when I was a teen. In fact, that continued on even into my early 20s, which I thought was maybe a little bit embarrassing, but it turns out that our brains continue to develop up until we're 25, and so it makes a lot of sense that these concepts would also follow us a little bit into early adulthood. So this egocentrism of everybody's watching me and everybody cares what I do, but nobody can truly see how unique and invincible I really am, aside from the fact that my ego is about as fragile as a house of cards, is normal. Completely 100% normal, right up until the age of 25. If it persists much longer than that, then you can come and see me for some therapy. So if you have a teenage kid at home that is driving you absolutely crazy, or you sometimes get mad at your teenage self for being so insecure and crazy, or you just can't stand teens that you see in public or on transit, then please keep in mind that their egocentric, insecure ways are completely natural and hopefully time sensitive. That's all I have for you today for a little lesson with a touch of insight. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next week.